Okay, so this video is requested by a subscriber, Arizona Mildman or azmildman. You can check out his blog. It's gonna be in the description or it's gonna be in an annotation somewhere. Okay, so the question on his blog, the last time I checked it, was: do you believe there should be testing to vote and to hold a position in office? I'm paraphrasing. The way I see it, no. The whole principle of a democracy is rule of the people. If you don't allow all people to vote, you have an oligarchy. So, yeah. Also, the only person who knows you and knows your needs is you, yourself. Who am I to tell you what taxes you should pay? I don't know you. I don't know your income. I don't know what's too high, what's too low. And look at the weak and vulnerable in our society. Let's take a baby, for instance. A baby cries when it's hungry. A baby cries when it needs to use the washroom. A baby cries when it wants to pick up. The point is that crying is a communication and it's trying to communicate to you its needs. You can't just pick up a baby any old time and say, yeah, I'm going to change you even though you don't need to be changed. It defeats the purpose. You're investing energy in something that could be invested elsewhere. And if you don't do it when you're supposed to, then you're neglecting the person. So the same can be applied to a democracy. You, if you, these people don't score well on an IQ test or whatever test you're planning on using, you're either going to invest too much energy where it's not needed or you're going to neglect these people. And what test do you propose that works? I mean, people are already in debates about IQ tests because whether or not there's a bias or whether certain groups have an advantage. So, and then at what to what extent does IQ affect your ability to be a citizen? That I don't know. To me, it just doesn't quite fit. The way I see it is there's very smart people who mess up all the time. Have you seen the documentary Enron? Yeah, Enron. I got it right this time. Enron. The smartest guys in the room or whatever. These people were smart. They had degrees. And they still messed up bad. Well, they got off scot free by manipulating people. But the thing is, you can't always expect the intellectuals to have your best interest at heart. So that's why democracy, I want to vote and I want to have my say so I can hold myself accountable. If I don't vote, then I have no right to complain. But you should give the people the option to vote. And who are you to tell the dumb people you can't vote? I mean, that's not fair. I mean, it wasn't too long ago we said, okay, women you can't vote, blacks you can't vote. Like, I don't know. I don't think we should be taking away rights. Um, Testing to hold a position in office. Me personally, I thought this was pretty straightforward. I always assumed that you should be educated if you're going to be a president. You always hear about blah 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 has such degree, went to such and such school, leader of X company. Like, yes, idiots make it into office. I mean, talk about Ralph Klein, high school dropout. Does anybody remember that guy? You might not if you live in the States. He was a Alberta premier. Um, which says a lot about Alberta, mind you. Um, George Bush. That guy, to me, was a really big idiot. But I don't know, he could have had some kind of a degree or whatever. Some people look good on paper but don't know how to execute things in the real world. So, again, that's the flaw of whatever kind of testing you plan on having. But what else was I going to say? Also, a democracy, rule of the people. If all people do vote, in theory, you shouldn't have stupid people in office. Because unless the majority wants a stupid person, and that is the will of the people, then this person won't get elected. And the way I see it, I'm a citizen. And if things are not up to par based on my standards, I should have the right to go out there and run and try to execute the will of the people. I mean, as my right as a citizen, I should be able to do that. So I do think the electoral process does need some kind of a reform. I think the government should be more transparent. I think we need to change the party system and the voting system, because I don't get how you have a minority of people voting for you and you're the leader. To me, that doesn't make sense. What else? What else did I want to say about this? Damn it! It's gonna come to me. Oh yeah! Did I talk about lowering the voting age? That's also something I want. Because the way I see it, I've been paying taxes since I was 14 years old. So, if I'm old enough to pay taxes, if my money is going to be used by the government, I should say have a say in the voting process. Not just that, I go to school, okay? I had to take social studies. They keep you updated on current affairs. You learn different economic and political policies and um, theories, ideologies. You have a broad view of the world. You have a wealth of information. Why aren't we able to utilize it? I think if you allowed the youth to vote, the nature of the world would be a lot different. We'd be going in a different direction. So I'd like the voting age to be decreased. I mean, I remember 14 years old, election coming up. I was talking to this girl, a coworker of mine. Who are you voting for in the election? She could not tell you the name of a single person running aside from Stephen Harper. Why? Because he was the best looking candidate. And she was either going to vote for him or whoever's name first appeared on the ballot. Now, if we have a whole bunch of people voting like this, these people are going to represent me. I don't have a say. I don't have a say. I'm not a baby where this isn't... it's not going to impact me that much. Well, it's going to impact babies, but in a different way, I guess. But here I am. I know all the parties. I know all the leaders. I know all their platforms. I know all their records, and I don't get to vote. Doesn't that suck? And then I don't know. I'm not for taking away people's rights. I'm for giving more rights. Because that's progress to me, depending on what the right is. So, yeah, I think the voting age should be lowered. It's only fair. It is only fair. Okay. So, leave some comments. What do you guys think? Go vote on his blog. Again, it's going to be in the description or an annotation. And hit me up for any requests. I'll do it when I can.